this is shit our parents didn't teach us, nor do they even want to talk about it, right? Like, it's so crazy that something so important just isn't talked about by our family members or even really like anyone else in business. I always say at parties, like, instead of talking about our husbands or gossiping about friends or whatever, like, people should be talking about taxes, financial planning, retirement, and estate planning. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Life Changing Money. It's a solo episode with me today, and I'm talking about something that you guys always ask me about, which is email marketing. But first, let me just give you a little bit of a life update. So it's the end of February when this podcast will be airing. So we just relaunched our Write Off Your Life course. We have big goals for this course, and I'm so excited. Every time we relaunch it, we add so many new bonuses and so many new topics, as well as the tax laws change every single year. So just a lot of fun new updates to the course. When this podcast is airing, we are in the launch of Write Off Your Life. So just for our podcast listeners, if you are purchasing the Write Off Your Life course, which I hope you all are, because literally the testimonials are so insane. People are like, I saved an additional $30,000 just from this course. And imagine doing that every single year. Like, $30,000 is life-changing money, you guys. This course is a no-brainer. Let me tell you, as someone who's like a habitual course purchaser, and I don't even know why, because I'm like always disappointed in other people's courses. I'm like, I literally give it all to you. I give it all to you. There are hundreds of deductions in there. Something I'm really excited about that I added in for this launch is an entire masterclass on trusts and estates. Because estate planning for all of you business owners and real estate investors is the most important thing you could do for yourself, for your family, for generational wealth. Yes, I'm a tax professional, and no, I'm not an attorney, but I know that the foundation of your financial plan needs to be that you at least have a trust and a will set up. And I'm going to be doing an entire podcast kind of touching on those topics, but the course is like a deep dive masterclass in those topics, as well as a presentation that you can go back to later to be like, oh yeah, I'm meeting with my estate attorney. Let me go to that meeting with these questions, because like, this is shit our parents didn't teach us, nor do they even want to talk about it, right? Like, it's so crazy that something so important just isn't talked about by our family members or even really like anyone else in business. I always say, at parties, like, instead of talking about our husbands or gossiping about friends or whatever, like, people should be talking about taxes, financial planning, retirement, and estate planning. So have that shit in order. It will save you over 50% in taxes, or it could when you pass away. And it can really eat at your net worth if you pass away without this stuff. So get it in order. I know it's no fun to talk about. I'm so excited for the course. And again, we are in launch right now. So you have just like 3 more days to purchase the course to get the bonus material for the masterclass on trusts and estates. And this is insane. You get an entire week with me. We do a live week for anyone that purchases during the launch. So you get 5 full-on masterclasses live with me, which is insane. It's literally the least expensive way to ever work with me, and you get so much value. So Write Off Your Life course. What else is new and upcoming and exciting? Well, if you are a last minute travel planner like me, I always like to make plans last minute and switch things up, but I will be in Florida in March. I think it's March 11th to 14th. I will be speaking at my friend Kristen Cantrell's retreat. So if you've wanted to visit Rosemary Beach, or you have and you know how freaking beautiful it is, Rosemary Beach is amazing. Like, the sand is so soft, it squeaks. I don't know if you've ever been on a beach like that, but the white sand is like flour, and It squeaks and it's so cute. And the sunsets are insane. The water is clear. Plus, you get to hang out with 8 of us amazing speakers for like 4 days. We've never done a retreat this long before. Kristen and I have hosted a couple of retreats together, and I speak at her retreat, and it's usually 2 nights. This one is 3 nights, which is so amazing. Really, we did that because all of us speakers just want to hang out longer. We're all like really good business besties, and we fly in from all over the US, and then it benefits you all. There's like 20 of you that will be attending, and that is literally the cheapest way to spend that much time with me and 7 other amazing speakers that are all experts in their fields. If you want to learn anything about business, whether it's how to grow your real estate portfolio, how to save money in taxes, how to get your financial shit in order, social media marketing, confidence coach, happiness coach, like how to just build your dream life, like this retreat will be so freaking fun. It's in Florida again. It's kind of hard to get to, which is the downside, but hey, I'm doing it. You can do it too. And so we'll have that link in the show notes, as well as our Write Off Your Life course as well. We are already taking applications for our July cohort of the Council Mastermind. So you guys all know, hopefully, that I launched my mastermind January of this year, and it is so amazing. Like, these business owners are legit. The point of our mastermind is to make more millionaires. All of these business owners make multi-6 figures already, and we're all working together to help them scale to 7 figures. It's just so fun. We have a few calls a month together. Our retreat is right now. If you're listening to this on February 26th, when this episode comes out, it is our retreat together, the council retreat. And I've put together the most amazing speakers and workshops, healing, I can't give it away, but healing things for our business owner clients that will just change the trajectory of their life. And so we already have people that are signing up for July because they couldn't make the January one work. So we're already filling those spots up. We'll cap it at 20 people. And I cannot wait to help you through business. I'm so tired of business coaches that haven't actually owned a business other than business coaching. And now I get to help business owners scale to 7 figures like I did so quickly. So we'll also put that in the show notes. Now, I'm just going to make this episode a little bit different, right? Yes, we're going to dig into email marketing, but like, I don't know, I'm just going to share with you some like favorite things right now. This lip combo. Because if you guys are like me, I'm always looking for like the perfect lip combo. And let me tell you, when I was in Seattle, I had the most amazing makeup artist, and she did this lip on me, and I was like, I need all the things. So if you want a good lippy, MAC lip liner in oak. Okay. We start with the MAC lip liner in oak. Then we're going to put the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in Kim KW. Now, this lipstick color, let me tell you, it looks crazy. Okay. When you just look at it, it's like, wow, that's very pale, but just trust me. Oh my God. Okay, we're back from the coffee incident. Let me tell you, that lipstick is airtight because there is no coffee in it. Okay, so we have the MAC liner in oak, the lipstick Charlotte Tilbury in Kim KW, and then you have to top it with the NARS lip gloss in Turkish Delight. Okay, it's the Brilliance Afterglow Lip Shine in Turkish Delight. Promise you, best lippy ever. Okay, amazing. Let's get into some email marketing. What's so crazy is I started email marketing before I even knew what it was. Before I even started my business, I started a newsletter list. I don't even remember how I knew to do that. I think it was just like, oh, I follow these people. I like their newsletters. They kind of send me updates every week. So let me do that too. And I had no idea what the heck I was doing, but I got Flodesk at the time. That's not what we use right now, but I think Flodesk works really well for a lot of people. And I just started, when I would post on social media, I'd be like, hey, just so you know, like I send out a weekly newsletter. I'm not going to like spam you. I literally just give out tax tips and tricks every single week. And if you want to learn more, like get on our newsletter list. And we all start somewhere. So literally I started with 1 email. I should look back. I wonder if there's a way to see like who was my first 100 email subscribers, because that would be cool to see. But I just started growing the list slowly, and I didn't look at metrics. I think that was important. It didn't matter to me if I had 5 subscribers and 1 person opened. I knew I was providing value and I trusted the process, and I knew that eventually I would have email list. So every time I would post or go on stories, I just kept promoting it, and it kept growing slowly. As I would get clients, we add them to the list. As people started making appointments, we would add them to the list. As people started buying our courses, they get added to the list. So slowly it grows. And email marketing is so important because we don't own our social media, right? We all went through the TikTok scare in January where we thought it was all going away. I'm not big on TikTok, although I'm going more in it this year. But for a lot of people, they were all really scared because that was their livelihood. That was their business, especially in influencer marketing or affiliate marketing. So it's really important that you have somewhere where you can get people off of social media. So for a lot of you listening, let's say you're a service provider or a real estate agent, or even in construction or interior design, right? Anyone and everyone can have a newsletter list, provide value to people. You have to stay top of mind no matter what. There's so much noise and chatter that people forget people, So every Wednesday, people know that they'll get a newsletter from me, and it's stories about what has gone on in the last week. It's updates about my life, about speaking engagements, traveling. I like to put travel tips in there because all my people love to travel. We obviously put tax tips and tricks, any new tax law changes, political, governmental changes. I put my favorite things in there just because I think it's fun. And I always like to find new outfits or clothes or home office items or makeup or whatever from people I follow. So why wouldn't I do that too? So have a way to get people off of your social media onto your newsletter list. There are also statistics that will say they are far more likely to buy from you if they're on your email list rather than social media, because social media is like the wild, wild west. We don't know what's real, what's not, but an email and a newsletter makes it feel more real. So your email list will make you a ton of money. So at the beginning, I mentioned I would just mention on stories, people can get on the list. Sometimes I would say, hey, next week's topic is going to be on X. So if people were excited about that, they would get on our newsletter list. So you can get people on your list by getting them excited about the topics that you're sending them. Something that has worked really, really well compared to other things we've done is lately we have been putting out free guides on a certain topic. We have travel guides, we have trust guides, we have a guide for the wildfire victims, we have guides for HSAs, we have guides for business basics for brand new business owners. We have so many of them, and we have a lot of ideas for more, but those work really well because if I post, hey, if you were a victim in the wildfires, comment wildfire and you will get a link to our guide. Well, to get our guide, they have to give us their name, email, phone number, and now they're on our newsletter list. That was not the reason behind putting together the wildfire guide. It was literally just me. I knew the tax rules behind it, and these homeowners need to know these things because they literally lost everything. But also, I get their emails and phone numbers because if we update the guides with more tax tips and tricks, I need a way to contact them to tell them, hey, not only can you file this on your 24 taxes instead of waiting for 25 if you were a fire victim, you can also do XYZ as things change. So guides have worked really well. Maybe you're a real estate agent and you can talk a lot about, maybe you specialize in divorces. And so you can talk about, hey, what's trending for newly divorced homeowners? What trends are you seeing? Things like that to stay top of mind. I also just love writing the newsletter. It's so different than social media marketing, which you have to follow the trends and hope the algorithm is nice to you. Your newsletter can be yours and you can write it however you want. It's like a diary. When I first started and we didn't have a copywriter on staff, it was literally me telling my life stories. And I still send her newsletter ideas and stories from the week and all of that. And it's still exactly how I want my newsletter to be structured. I want there to be personal stories. I want there to be tax tips and tricks that can help business owners. I want there to just be business owner tips and tricks because we're We're all out here lonely, just trying to make it and be successful and grow our net worth and grow all the things. So I also structured it to add my favorite things because I just like it. We've structured it to add in podcast information, how to work with us. Like, it's exactly what I want, and I don't have to worry about an algorithm. I don't have to worry about a trend. I don't have to worry about being on camera or dancing in a video. It is my idea of a perfect newsletter. And that doesn't mean it has to be quote unquote perfect. It's just exactly how I want it. And you can build yours exactly how you want it. So don't copy someone else's newsletter structure. Like, intuitively ask yourself and write it down. If I'm a fill in the blank, let's say you're a chiropractor. I am a chiropractor, and my ideal clients want to know more about how chiropractic care can heal them other than cracking their back, right? Then every week or every other week or once a month, you come out with a newsletter, and it can be a client story, a client success. Those are always great and work really well. Like, a baby came into the office that had an ear infection, and after one adjustment, the baby's ear infection went away and didn't need antibiotics. And then now also everyone that subscribed knows, oh wow, chiropractic care can fix ear infections without medication. So a great way to structure your newsletters. Again, any business owner can find a way to connect with their audience. Just ask yourself how you want it to look. It's also a great way to let people know of new offers, of things you're launching, of events that you're having. You know, if you follow us, you know that we have a lot of events, a lot of retreats, and we're always letting you know far ahead of time. That way you can plan it into your busy schedules. So build your ideal newsletter list. For us, at least for our course sales, our educational sales, our mastermind groups, email marketing is where we get the highest ROI. Yes, people follow us on social. We have a lot of followers. Then those followers get on our lists, and we can tell from the data that they buy from us from our newsletter. So you can literally make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year from digital products and courses by building out your newsletter list. Like, this shit is important, you guys. A lot of you tell me, I want to create a digital course and just have passive income. Yes, you can do that, but you need buyers. And in order to have buyers, you need to have them on your newsletter list, and you need to build out an email funnel. So when they get on your newsletter list, you can have a 3 email sequence, 5, 7, where it's emailing them more often as like an intro to you, your services, your business. That's what we do. And then they'll get the weekly emails after that. Another great way to collect email addresses from people are through speaking at events. And so if you are speaking, you need to have a way to get the audience's information. And most event holders will not give you their email lists. Like, they just won't. I wouldn't give it to our people either. So you as the speaker have to get their emails. How do you do that? Somehow in your presentation, in your slide deck, just like if you're watching this on video on YouTube, you can scan this QR code and it will take you somewhere where you can add your email. The same thing goes for when you're speaking or presenting anywhere. Make it enticing. Like, I also, if you liked this presentation, I also have this free masterclass next month. Sign up right here. I want you all to take out your phones, scan this QR code, and sign up for our masterclass. Now, you have to tell people what to do. I think that's really important. On one of our most recent viral videos, the beginning of my video says, send this video to anyone you know as a victim of the wildfires. And what did that do to the performance of the social media post? I've never had more shares per view than that video because I told the audience exactly what to do. Just like when you're speaking, it's like, hey, I want everyone to take their phones out right now and go to Instagram and follow your tax coach. I do that at the beginning of my presentations. And then at the end, I have a QR code, and I was like, if you really liked this presentation and you want to hear more from me, I give out free weekly tips and tricks. Scan this QR code right now, quickly put your name, email, phone number on it. I promise I won't spam you. You'll get a lot of value from this newsletter. Some common mistakes to avoid when building your newsletter list is under emailing. I think we all have this fear of like, oh my gosh, if I over email, then they're going to unsubscribe from me. But honestly, people don't check their email. They're probably not going to get annoyed with you. Only you think that you're over emailing them. And if you think you're over emailing, maybe you're not providing enough value. So please don't under email your list. again, you want to stay top of mind. So do it by providing value. And we all know, right? Like you need 17 reminders to purchase something. That's why like when Good American is having a sale, they'll email you like 3 times a day for the 5-day sale. And like maybe one time I'll open the email and check it. So don't under email. Another big mistake is just like not starting because you think it's hard. It's so easy. Just get Flodesk. Like that's what we did when we started. We no longer use that, but that's because we've kind of outgrown it. Our email list is like 12,000 right now. So we use ours on Go High Level, but that's because that's our like CRM system. So let's just say you get Flodesk. You can create cute little templated emails and it will create a link for you for people to sign up. It's so easy. So don't not start, right? Like don't get analysis paralysis. It's really easy. I want you all to take the next 30 minutes, create your newsletter list, and then write out. You can do it in your iPhone notes. This is what I do. I have a newsletter note, and whenever I think of a topic that would be great, I add it in there. And then when you need an idea, you just go into your idea bank and grab one. You also want to make sure that you're looking at the data and analytics. Now, I mentioned in the beginning, I didn't really care about that. I guess I should clarify. I didn't care about the vanity metrics. I didn't care about how many people I had on my list, but I do think you have to look at the data, especially as you're growing like over 1,000 people, that you want to check your open rates to make sure people are opening your emails. It's a good indicator if it's going down that your emails are going into spam or there's something wrong with your newsletters like in the back end, or that you're not providing enough value and people stopped opening them. You want to look at unsubscribers versus subscribers. You want to look at click-through rates as well, meaning like if you have links in your email, are people actually clicking the links and doing what you're asking them to do for the call to action? Which brings me to my last like common mistake to avoid is not putting a call to action in your email. So yes, while having the email list is great, the point of it is to make you money, right? So you need a call to action. Is it click here to schedule a call with me to learn more? Is it click here for our Write Off Your Life course? Is it click here for our new guide that we came out with? Maybe it's click here for our latest retreat. So make sure you have calls to action. Remember, you have to tell people what to do or they won't know what to do. So always have that throughout your email. Don't only have it at the bottom because I don't always read emails to the bottom. So you want to make sure your call to action is weaved throughout. For those of you listening, and I know there's a lot of you because thousands of you listen to our podcast every week, which I'm so freaking grateful for. I loved seeing the stats last year of this podcast that we were a top 5% podcast. My goal this year is to start moving to the top 1% of entrepreneurship podcasts this year. So literally the best thank you that you could give me is to write a review on Apple Podcasts. Apple Podcasts lets you write a review, like write some sentences. Please tell me what you love, what you value. And or if you're listening on Spotify, if you'll click the 5 stars, that really helps increase our reach. And if you got a little nugget of value from this episode, please, please, please share it to your social media and tag. We have a new Instagram account just for the podcast. So it's the Life Changing Money Podcast. I think it's actually without the, so you can just look up on Instagram, Life Changing Money Podcast. Please tag us. That would be so amazing. You can always tag your tax coach or tag Barbara ShREE-hands, whichever ones. I would appreciate that. Tell me what you learned. And if you started a newsletter list because of this podcast, please DM me. I would love to just chat back and forth. Like that is so freaking cool. If you really put these things into action, I think a lot of us listen to podcasts and we take great notes and then nothing ever happens. So let's all do that. And again, if you're listening to this podcast, I know a lot of you are not on our email list and you really should be. We provide a lot of freaking value and breaking news stuff that you're not hearing or seeing anywhere else. And I love the name of our newsletter. It's called Get Rich With Me. You girlies listening, you know, like the hashtag Get Ready With Me, GRWM. It's the same thing, hashtag GRWM, but it's Get Rich With Me because we also put wealth tips and tricks in there. So in the show notes, I have the link to our newsletter list. I do hope that you subscribe because it is so much freaking value. I put my heart into it every single week. And I just am so grateful for all of you listening to this podcast every week. Thank you so much for reviewing it and sending us your 5 stars. I love all of you. And as always, message me in the DMs for what topics you want to hear about more.